Welcome back, children. I am there with you with the next question of the same exercise, exercise 2.4. The question number 3 is saying we have to factorize using the identities. Now let's look at the very first part. It is 9x square plus 6xy plus y square. So we have to, looking at this question, we have to see which identity is suitable for the given question. Now see, children, the first term can be written as, I can write this as 3x whole square because this is the square of this 3x square. So I can write the first term as this and look at the last term first. It can be written as y whole square. So this is the first term, this is the last term. And if you remember in my previous video, I have explained you there is one identity which says x plus y whole square is equals to x square plus y square plus 2xy. So this identity is going for this question because here you can see that this is the first term square, which is x square, and this is the second term square, which is y square only. Now let's make the third term here, which says that we have to do 2 of x into y. X is the first term, which is 3x, and y is the second term, which is y only here in this question. So if you will see this, when you are going to open the brackets, you will have 2 3s are 6 and xy will be xy. So we have written this question in the form of this. Now the first is the square of the first term, 3x square, which is our first term. The last term, which is the y whole square, and the middle term is 2 of x into y. We can write it any way. First you can write x square, or you can write the second term in the middle, because all are being added only. So this way you can see that this, now we are having this form of the question. We have written the question in this form. So it will be written back into this form, which says the first term, which is our 3x, plus the second term. What is the second term in this question? Which is y only. So it means it will be written as x plus y whole square. X is the first term here, which is 3x, and y is the second term here, which is y only. So I hope the question is clear. We just have to look for the identity. We have to make our question in such a way so that it can be made into an identity. Now let's look for the second part. Now looking into the second part carefully, this is again an identity, but we just have to make it into such a form so that we can convert it. So let me write the first term as 2y whole square, and the last term will be 1 square, because if we are going to square of 1, which will give us 1 only. So I have made the first term, I have made the third term, and let's look for the middle term, which is minus 2 of x into y. What is my x? My first term, which is 2y, and what is my y here, which is my second term, which is 1 here. So let me remind you this identity which we used here, which says x minus y whole square is equals to x square plus y square minus 2xy. So this is the identity that we made it here. We have made this form of the question. Now let me just see how we have made it. The first square, the square of the first term, which is 2y whole square, the square of the second term. The second term is 1 here, which is written as 1 square. Then the third term is in the negative form, minus 2, which is minus 2 into x. X is the first term, which is a 2y, and y, which is 1 here, the second term. So even if you will see that when you will open this bracket, you will have 2 2s of 4, minus 4, y into 1 will y only. So we have made the question in this form. So it means it will be written in this way, which says x minus y whole square. X is my first term, 2y, minus y. Y is 1 here, which is my second term. So it's 2y minus 1 whole square. Most of the questions of this exercise, you will see that the questions will always be in this form. the right form, right hand side of the identities, and they will be written in this form by us. Most of the questions will be like this. We will be making the sum, making the question in this form, and then we will make it back to this form. So this is our second identity, which we used here is x minus y whole square is equals to x square minus plus y square minus 2xy. Let's look for the third part of the question. Again, we will recognize which identity is the best suitable here. Now, let's look at the question very carefully, children. The first is the square of the first term, and the second is actually y by 10 whole square. This is the question. Now, if you remember, we did one identity in the previous question also, which says x minus y whole square is equals to x minus y into x plus y. Now, we are given the question in this form. We have to make it and write it in this way. So this is my first term here, which is x only, and my second term y is actually y by 10 here. So this is x square minus y square. So let me open it. Let me use the identity here, which will be x minus y of y by 10, which is my first bracket. And the second bracket will have just a positive sign of this, x plus y by 10. So this is the answer of the C part. This was the answer of the B part. So you can see that in all the three parts, we have used the different identities. In the first part, we used the positive identity. X plus y whole square is equal to x square plus y square plus 2xy. In the second part, we use the negative of the same identity, which says x square plus y square minus 2xy. And the third identity we have used earlier also in the previous two questions, which says x minus y whole square is equals to x minus y into x plus y. I hope the three parts are clear to you. We'll meet you again with the next question in the next video. Thank you, children. God bless you all.
My question.